the tech talk, but when it comes to actually following the rules, do you walk the walk? Kids across the country chimed in on that and said, no way. Deseret News columnist Amy Iverson says efforts to limit screen time for your kids at home may fall flat if you are, I love this, a high-tech hypocrite.
I made that up.
I love it. You should TM that immediately. Are you a high-tech hypocrite?
I am, a little bit. I am.
She's owning it. She's totally owning it. So this survey, talk us through the results and what was asked.
So this was the University of Michigan, University of Washington, asked hundreds of kids a bunch of questions. It was a broad study, but one of them that perked my interest was, if you could set rules, tech rules for your parents, what would they be? I mean, have any of us ever asked our kids that? No, and it's fascinating what they said.
Well, the first one, no surprise, be present. And I've heard studies dance around this idea. It's kind of heartbreaking at the same time. Kids just want their parents to look them eyeball to eyeball.
And have you ever had your kids say that to you? Hey, mom, you know, and how sad is that we're in that place? But these kids, hundreds of kids said, my parents don't look at me when I'm trying to talk to them about something that I think is important. There was also a book that came out recently, and this Harvard psychologist interviewed thousands of kids. She said it didn't matter if they were 4, 8, 24 years old, the same problem. And she said it was almost like when she had talked to kids about they couldn't get their parents' attention because of a sibling rivalry. Oh. That's what tech has become.
Interesting.
They're fighting for their parents' attention with their tech.
This next takeaway sort of surprised me a little bit because we're constantly telling our teenagers, you put it on the internet, it's there forever, it can't go back. But kids were saying, Mom and Dad, stop oversharing yourselves. That surprised me.
Well, it didn't surprise me because my kids have said this to me. Don't post that. Don't post that.
Like pictures?
Pictures, a story, something funny they said, and my 10-year-old especially. Anytime I start videoing him, he's like, don't post this. And so kids want the ability to say whether or not they want you to share that. Now I just ask my kids, hey, do you care if I share this picture? Sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's no, but shouldn't they have that courtesy? And I think they should.
I think so, absolutely. Moderating use, what do kids have to say about how often parents are picking up those gadgets?
This was another little guilt trip for parents because they say, our parents always say to us, get outside, use your creativity. I know you're going to talk about that in a minute. Be creative, but they see their parents anytime they have free time on a gadget. And so they're saying, why doesn't this apply to our parents too? When they have free time, why aren't they doing something else besides just staring at their computer?
And finally, a biggie, especially if you have drivers in the home, Mom and Dad, stop texting while driving.
Yeah. Ouch. These are all a little guilt trippy, right? So we've seen this in other studies, like from AAA, that kids say they see their parents texting while driving.
That shocks me too.
Really?
Well, if you're trying to set the example for a 16-year-old, you're really going to pick up. I mean, I'm not there yet. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying,
I know.
Come on.
And they're saying even seeing their parents do it at a stoplight is bothersome and worrisome to them. So these are wake-up calls, right, for all of us parents to practice what we preach a little bit more.
You're writing about these wake-up calls in this week's column on DeseretNews.com, and I bet you'll get some good feedback.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Thank you so much, Amy.